There is a 250-year gap between the end of Eye of the North and the start of Guild Wars 2, so let's get right into it. Quick note, some of this may be slightly out of order chronologically. A pacifist centaur named Ventari and his human heterosexual life partner Ronin plant a magical seed they find, which begins to grow into the Pale Tree. Glint's first scion, Gleam, hatches, and the dwarven order devoted to Glint, the Brotherhood of the Dragon, defends it from destroyers. Norn seeking the power of the Norn Bear create an order known as the Sons of Svanir, giving in to Jormag's corruption and hastening his awakening. The Shining Blade win the Crichton Civil War, setting up Princess Salma as the new Queen of Kryta. The leader of the Shining Blade, Evenia, goes missing, and Livia becomes their new leader. The Shining Blade becomes an order devoted to protecting the royal line of Kryta, and a new Crichton army, known as the Seraph, take control of most military aspects. All the Mersat except one are killed by the Shining Blade. The last Mersat, Lazarus the Dire, splits his power into several aspects and flees, vowing revenge for countless generations. The Ministry of Purity is formed in Kantha, originally devoted to cleansing the land of any remaining afflicted, because seriously, we do zero cleanup after we save the world. They soon become a political force of their own, believing in security over freedom and Canthans over foreigners. Gwen gets married to a member of the Ebon Vanguard named Kieran Thackeray. King Adalburn calls the Ebon Vanguard south and establishes the stronghold of Ebonhawk as a fortress against Char incursions in southern Ascalon. That doesn't save Ascalon though, and the Char manage to overrun Ascalon city. In a final desperate act, King Adalburn uses his sword Magdir to unleash the Foefire. The Foefire kills everything around Ascalon city and turns all the humans into vengeful spirits, constantly reliving the fall of Ascalon and doomed to be reborn eternally to fight the Char. The Foefire only slows the Char though, and the Iron Legion builds a mighty fortress, the Black Citadel, on the ruins of the city of Rin, nearby Ascalon city and the Ghost armies. The Dermond Priory, a scholarly order, is established in the Shiver Peaks, and their work helps establish New Crichton as the official language of Tyria. Kala Scorchracer, Grand Cub of Pyre Fearshot, secretly trains an army of female Char to aid in the fight against their Flame Legion oppressors. She is assassinated as the Flame Legion surrenders. Primordus, Elder Dragon of Fire, awakens. His rising forces the remaining subterranean races to the surface. The last of the dwarves undergo the rite of the Great Dwarf and turn to stone. The Brotherhood of the Dragon is succeeded by the Zephyrites, a human order. Emperor Usoko, who took control of Kantha after Kisu was murdered by Shiro Tagachi, defeats the Kurziks and the Luxons and unifies Kantha, closing its borders to foreigners and purging political dissidents. Jormag, Elder Dragon of Ice, awakens. He drives the Norn south while 4 spirits of the wild give up their lives to buy them time. Ox, Owl, Wolverine, and Eagle. A Norn hero, Aesgeir Dragonrender, manages to knock loose one of Jormag's teeth. Aesgeir founds the Norn city of Holbreck in the southern Shiver Peaks and places Jormag's tooth in the center of the hunting lodge. It is said that one day a hero will emerge that will be capable of destroying Jormag's tooth, signaling to the Norn that the time has come to take back their home. Palawa Joko finishes conquering Vabi, Korna, and Istan. In his conquest, he crushes the Sun Spears and creates his own order of elite soldiers, the Mordant Crescent, from any converted or awakened Sun Spears. This also completely separates the Order of Whisperers, which is an Elonian order which aided the heroes of Tyria against Abaddon, into 2 parts, an order in Elona and an order in Kryta. Ventari dies, leaving a tablet containing his wisdom in his sanctuary near the growing Pale Tree. Zaitan, the Elder Undead Dragon, awakens. He pulls the sunken continent of Or to the surface with him when he does, turning the dead Orions into his army. This causes several areas to flood and destroys Lion's Arch. A new human capital, Divinity's Reach, is founded, and pirates begin to rebuild Lion's Arch as a pirate city. The first signs of the deep sea dragon's awakening appear when the Krayt and Quaggan are forced to the surface to escape it. The Pale Tree blooms, and the Sylvari Firstborn emerge from it. The Sylvari are a sentient plant people who all share a psychic link with the Pale Tree, who they consider their mother. The psychic connection is manifested in something called the Dream, which the minds of all Sylvari exist in before they're born. In the Dream, they can gain the knowledge of the Sylvari that currently walk Tyria, communicate with the Pale Tree, and even be granted visions of the future. The Sylvari are modeled after humans because of Ronin, and the Pale Tree teaches them the wisdom of Ventari's tablet. Almost immediately after the Sylvari first appear, a second-born Sylvari named Kadern decides that the will of the Pale Tree and the teachings of Ventari are really holding the Sylvari back, and forms the Nightmare Court to rebel against them. A woman named Jenna is crowned Queen of Kryta. A multiracial guild called Destiny's Edge is formed to fight the Elder Dragons. It consists of the human Logan Thackeray, descendant of Gwen and Kieran Thackeray, a Char Blood Legion soldier, Ritlock Brimstone, who has Prince Rurik's magic sword, Sahothin, for some reason, the Norn heiress de Galkin and her wolf companion Garm, the Sylvari Cave, and the Asura Snaf and his mentee Zoja. Kralkatorrik, the Elder Dragon of Crystal, awakens and makes a beeline for the lair of Glint, his former lieutenant. The ground beneath his flight becomes corrupted with his magic and forms the Brand. Most all living creatures in the Brand, when Kralkatorrik flies over, become his minions, called the Branded. This includes a Char warband, where all but one member, Almora Soulkeeper, becomes branded. Almora is forced to kill her corrupted warband to escape, and founds the Vigil, a military order dedicated to protecting people from, and one day defeating, the Elder Dragons. Destiny's Edge prepares to fight Kralkatorrik alongside Glint, but fails when Logan abandons them to protect Queen Jenna. Snaf and Glint both die in the attack. They also lose the weapon that Glint gave to them to defeat Kralkatorrik, the Dragon's Blood Spear. Crafted from Kralkatorrik's own blood, it is the only thing sharp enough to pierce its crystalline skin. This event destroys Destiny's Edge, with each member blaming themselves or someone else for their defeat. Queen Jenna begins peace negotiations with the Char, severely taking off the more radical factions within human and Char lands. So that's about everything between the two games, and now Guild Wars 2 starts. What hero could possibly fix this crumbling world? Tackle a threat as great and powerful as an Elder Dragon. Don't worry, you'll meet Traherne in the next video.